And we're fucking live, dude skis. We're fucking live. Welcome back. Okay. Welcome back to the BustyBuffalo Podcast. It's your boy, Poppy, Papa, Poo Poo, Papa Edo, dude. It's your host, Papa Edo. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, man. It's a Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. It's the Lord's Day. It was such a gloomy ass fucking day, and it was in the 60s. And the whole past week, it was just hot and muggy in the 80s, 90s, and I was sweating. You know what I was doing today? I was not sweating. I was shivering. That's what I was doing. Because it was too cold outside. You know, and I work at a retirement home where I sweat a lot in the dish room, and when I leave, I'm sweaty. And I'm like, oh, it's probably so nice and warm out. I'm just going to take my shirt off in the parking lot, which I do. And I'm going to walk into my car and I'm going to drive home and I'm going to listen to some Fleetwood or some Mac Miller, you know? I got to connect with my culture. with my culture. I got to connect with my culture. Yeah, man. I was at work today and I talked to this lady who I talk to about what I really want to do in life, and what I really want to do is become a stand-up comedian. And I'm doing open mics, but like if I really have to commit, you know, I feel like I have to move out to the West and do comedy in California or in LA, where most comedy clubs, you know, have well-known people, and that's where most people come up. And I would like to just start here. Obviously get my feet, you know, land my feet somewhere, get better. Eventually just keep getting better at writing. And I don't know what's going to happen, man. Like, I want to finish school, save up some money, and I want to move out there. And a lot of people are saying, I want to move out to LA and live my life. Hey, man, if you want to do it, fucking do it. Fucking pick up your ball sack. Pick up your vag sack. All right? Put it in your right pocket and fucking go, dude. You have so many people talking shit on California. Yeah, it's expensive. You're doing all this. It's just too much. To me, that's just excuses, man. All right? And this is why. I know this girl who, her name is, fuck, I forget what it is. She's like 40 something or like 50 something, right? And she's one of the nurses at the retirement home, and she takes care of all the old people, you know, hugs them, kisses them on the cheek and the forehead, you know, all that good stuff. And she told me she used to live in Cali, and she always asked me, like, so, you going to Cali? You going to Cali? Because I told her what I really wanted to do, and it was to do stand-up and to move out to Cali and, you know, just do stand-up. And she keeps asking me, like, hey, you want, like, when are you going? Like, you planning on going? I told her, like, I really want to finish school first and get some money and eventually move out or eventually like start, you know. And she told me the story when she used to live in California, and she used to be like full-blown homeless. Like, used to like not even live in a car, but would have like carts, and she would set up tarps. She would set up a tarp, you know, from one end of the cart, one end of the shopping cart to the other, and she would just sit under there, like, you know, like how you would make tents in your living room with your brother growing up. Well, she literally like made a shelter for herself using carts. And today has 4 children, was a single parent growing up, like raising them. Her one daughter is a lawyer for a Fortune 500 company. Her one other daughter married like a fucking San Francisco 49er or something like that, and now she has like something going on in LA. And I don't know, man. When people are giving out excuses as to why you shouldn't, you know, go out and follow your dreams, fuck them. All right? You listen to me? If you have a dream and one outlet is to go out west, because that's where most people get their name, that's where most people get their name found out about. They go out in LA and they fucking, because there's more people. More talented people. It's a creative, like, city. You know? You gotta go there. And you could start somewhere and get better and eventually save some money and go and live your fucking dream, dude. All right? Because who fucking knows what happens after this, all right? I grew up with Christians, with Muslims, with everybody around me who's thought differently of what happens after we die. Who knows what happens? Who the fuck knows? So, like, why not just do it? Just fucking do what you want, because you don't even know, like, if you're gonna get a second chance. If this is all just a simulation, and then, after this you go to a different fucking life. You don't know, So why not make the best? Just make the best of what you're already given. Just advice for anybody who is trying to, like, contemplate their dream, trying to contemplate doing their dream. Work around your schedule that you have right now, and eventually, you put time into your dream. You gotta invest time and practice, and eventually plan it out. And that's what I'm doing right now. It's just, I don't know, shit like that. The lady told me she used to be homeless living in LA, but she would have the best time. Got free healthcare. You get free clothes from people all the time. There's so many benefits for homeless people living in LA. Not fucking saying, hey, become homeless and just live in LA. I'm not saying that. I'm fucking saying, no matter what, if it's expensive living in California, people are still making it, dude. I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. I really just can't see myself working in like a 9-to-5 job. I can see myself working there and saving up a little bit, before I actually fucking move out. I want to do that, save up some money, pay back my student debt as much as I can, and then just do whatever the fuck I wanted. I can remember when I first started watching comedy growing up, and one of the first people, ironically, was Carlos Mencia. And he's known for stealing jokes, and he's known as a bad comedian today. But back then, dude, was one of the most popping fucking comedians to come out, especially as an immigrant. It kind of was nice. I was like, man, this guy's like, I think he was Mexican, and, he's doing it whatever the fuck he wants. Like, he's doing his dream, man. I was like, man, I want to fucking do that when I get older. And then, like, ever since I was a kid, I always, when people would ask me, like, what would you want to do when you grow up? I never fucking said, oh, I want to be a marketing analyst for blah, 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 blah. No. I always fucking said, I want to be a comedian. I always got the same fucking look when people were like, eventually when people found out how funny I was, and they got to know me more, and then they're like, hey, man, you could definitely fucking do it. And, I don't know. Pop Edo just wants to do what makes him happy, The last thing I want to do is live a regrettable life and not have any choice, especially when I get older, to like switch or do whatever. I'm not trying to go back to school if I don't like what I want to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to fucking be happy. And if a girl comes along and supports me and loves me and kisses my hand and twirls up my nipple hairs, dude, that's great. You know what I'm saying? I would love that. But, I tell a lot of girls, I would tell girls that I this is what I want to do, and none of them think it's like a professional thing, I don't get any support from it. People, I feel like they just like a secure kind of thing. Oh, this person will have a decent 6-digit salary, so I'll definitely be comfortable with them living with them later in life. I don't think you should think like that, and I feel like a lot of people think like that because they want that security. They don't want no risk or whatever. But I don't know. I'd rather not fucking do that forever, and I'd rather be making people laugh. And even if I didn't get paid a lot for it, at least I'm fucking doing what I love. Genuinely. That's all. That's all I gotta fucking say. That's all I gotta fucking say about my future, man. Alright? I just don't want to be sucking on somebody's toes later in life, and I'm gonna be sitting there upset Because those toes are fucking disgusting, alright? I'm comparing careers to disgusting toes. Yeah. And dude, you know what I mean? If I just didn't go to school and I didn't have any other like dream or aspirations, I would be a criminal. I would totally be a fucking criminal. Why? Cause I don't fucking know. I can't see myself being as one, but guess what, dude? I would be a criminal. I would be stealing your shit. That's right. Papa Edo stealing your goddamn garden tools and selling them online for $5 each and getting $1 just from selling it. That's right. No. Yeah, dude. I just don't want to go to prison, you know? I don't want to go to fucking prison for stealing some garden tools, but you know, if I went to prison, nothing bad would happen. First off, I'm cute as shit. Alright? Pretty funny. Can make people laugh. Maybe I can do fucking gigs at the prison. Who knows? Maybe one day, oh my god, I would love to do a stand-up gig at a prison. Are you fucking kidding me? I pray that happens in the future. But dude, I'm funny. People could, you know, I can make them laugh in prison. I'm 6'3". I'm pretty tall. So like, not a lot of people will kind of pick on me. A lot of people will kind of give me respect for just having that. Oh my god, my cat just walked in. So many people would respect me just because I have that height advantage, dude. Just because I'm 6'3", bro. Some dudes would be like, oh yes, Edo, my lord, we must not disrupt him and his prison time. I don't know. That's what they would say because everybody is from the Byzantine times, you know. And I'd be having such a good ass time in prison, dude. I'd be making friends. You know, I'd be making friends, having fun with the guards, throwing the ball around in the prison, you know. And I can make easy money. I can make fucking easy money. You know how? This is alright, perfect. This is like original as shit, and I was thinking about this the other day. This is as original as making money in prison can get, okay? Guys are lonely in prison. Am I right or am I right? Guys are lonely as shit, so sometimes they rape. Hey, you know? So what's a better way to get rape down in prison than creating pornography sounds with your mouth for profit? I explained it like a 10-year-old, but let me explain, all right? Okay. You got a guy. He's in prison. He hasn't seen his girlfriend that broke up with him 5 years ago. He hasn't seen her in like 10 years because she tried to date him in prison, didn't work out. He's in prison alone, and he goes, "Hey, Edo, man, I hear you got that great voice. I hear you got that great voice, man." I'm like, "Yeah. What about it, man?" And he's just like, "If I gave you like, you know, a stabbing utensil and like 5 cigarettes, you think you can make some moan sounds, you know, around like 2:00 at night?" And I'd be like, "Hey, man, don't even worry about it, okay?" So he gives me the stabbing utensil, and I get the 5 cigs. All right, so it's currency. That's currency in prison. If you don't know that, you gotta watch more fucking documentaries about prison. They're on Netflix. Stay the fuck woke. All right? Dude, my cat's so fucking loud. You piece of shit. Just kidding. I love my kitty cat. Yeah. So, comes around 2:00 at night. And I got the 5 cigs. I got the stabbing utensil. 2:00 comes around. I'm making sex moans, dude, for this man. It's not gay, because first off, it's for money. I feel like anything sexual for money can have, you know, a leeway. Especially if you're a dude trying to make it out of prison, you're trying to grind, you know what I'm saying? AKA me, you know? So I'd be like, it's 2:00, and, you know, signal comes, and I'm just like, and maybe I'll throw like 5 more. I'll throw like 5 more out there, just like, and then He's down there having a fucking great time, probably wanking to my voice. That's fine. He's probably wanking off to my voice. But guess what? I got 5 cigs and a stabbing utensil out of it. And people are asking, hey, Edo, what are you going to do? 5 cigs and a stabbing utensil. First off, keep the stabbing utensil. Because you just don't know when you're going to need it. Okay? You might be in the fucking bathrooms or something. Mr. Wallace comes up behind you, and he's like, hey there, mister. I hear you're giving out Tyrone those moan noises. Why don't you give me anything? And I'll be like, well, Mr. Wallace, you see, it costs a little bit for me to make those sounds with my mouth. And he's just like, well, listen here, sir. If you don't make me fucking, if you don't make those noises with your mouth tonight for me, you're dead. And that's when I whip out my stabbing utensil. I stab him right in the fucking retina. Right in the retina, dude. Right in his fucking eyeball. I stab him. I run away, nimble as shit with my clothes on like a kitty cat. And he's down on the floor screaming in agony. So much pain because, stabbed him in the retina, And that's why I need a stabbing utensil for. And the 5 cigs, I keep them because I use them as currency. I don't know, I'll buy, a newspaper or something to read, with like 2 cigs. And then like the 3 other cigs I'll use to buy, Doritos or something because I really like Doritos, I'd pretty, honestly, it wouldn't be that bad in prison for me. And honestly, why isn't this... All right, hold on. This is my theory, okay, about fighting in prison. I don't know why this isn't talked about more, okay? Why do people use just one stabbing utensil? Why do people only shank, I'm doing the shanking motion right now with my fucking arm, shank back and forth with your arm. Why can't you just use 2 fucking knives at once to shank? So you go in with the right shank. As you're taking out the right stabbing utensil, your left one's coming in, shank. So now you got 2 shanks. And it's just boom, 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 shank, 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 shake, shake, make, shake your money. You know what I mean? So you're shanking all these motherfuckers, and you're having a fun-ass time while you're doing it, and you're efficient. Why aren't people using 2 stabbing utensils in prison? I don't ever fucking see it. I just only see one dude using 1 stabbing utensil, and he goes shink, 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 shink. But it's not very efficient, and it feels weird when you're, you know what I mean? Like if you're going back and forth with your arm super fast, it feels awkward. So if you get your left hand and your left arm moving in rotation, almost literally it's like clockwork. It feels like rotation. So if you had 2 stabbing utensils, dude, imagine the damage you could fucking put on another human being with 2 stabbing utensils in each hand going back and forth into his goddamn body, into his abdomen, So this is why I'd be so well off in prison, dude. I just think outside the box, to the point where you might need to call the police on me. But don't. Alright? I'm just thinking like how I should be thinking, like a damn man. Okay? I think about this shit all the time, dude. You never know when you might go to prison. You might stab somebody outside because they were looking at you wrong. Some dude might come up to you in the line at McDonald's or something and fucking, stab you with something and then you whip out your hand, knock him out in the trachea, and then he chokes to death, he dies. And you might go to prison just for self-defense. You know what I mean? You just never know. You never know when you might go to prison for some dumbass shit. Alright? And plus, honestly, I would be loved in prison not only because I just would be arrested for something cool, or something that's just like nothing to be bragging about. Like I went to prison. Oh, I went to prison. I stole something at Boscov's like 5 times, and they just had enough. You know what I mean? And if anything, that's just gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing here? Get the hell out. But I gotta get my rep, dude. You know what I mean? I gotta go to prison. I don't know. Motherfuckers just don't understand. They just don't get it, you know? And plus, I really just don't want to go to prison only for the fact that if I went to prison, it wouldn't be that bad because I'd know what to do. I've watched so many documentaries. I've listened to so many stories. I've listened to Ali Sadiq, who's a comedian, also went to prison. Listen to his funny ass stories. Dude, I know what to do if I go to prison. I just know. I'm just going to act like me. I'm going to be myself, and people are going to like me. Because guess what? That's the motto for fucking everything in the world. You know? But, it's a sad world, dude. But, you know what? I think I'm going to end it here, guys. I've been talking too much about prison. So, make sure to go check out my Twitter at Fungus on That Toe and my Instagram at Edo_Dulas. See ya.